Hello everyone, मैं हूँ जेल सिंह and welcome back to my YouTube channel Gain Knowledge. Today we are going to learn class 10 social science book Gujarat State Board chapter first heritage of India. So the first lesson I divided into two parts. In first part we are going to learn about the meaning of culture, natural heritage and cultural heritage. Okay, let's begin the first lesson, the first part of this lesson, heritage of India. India is a land of ancient culture. Okay, so today whatever the culture which we can see, which is continuing from the ancient time period. Ancient Indian scripture Vishnu Puran states, okay, what Vishnu Puran states, that Uttaram Samudrasya हिमाद्रश्चैव दक्षिणम वर्ष तत् भारत नाम भारती यत्र संसति. Okay, which means we'll see in this paragraph what is the meaning of this sloka. It means India extends from the Himalaya in north to the Indian Ocean in the south. Okay, so which is the geographical location of India. Okay, from Himalaya to the southern side India is located, and from Indian Ocean to the northern side Himalaya is India is located. It is said that new descendants are called Indians. Okay, so the people, those who are living in between these both natural boundaries, okay, in the northern side Himalaya and in the southern side Indian Ocean, so the people, they are known as Indians. In the beginning of any auspicious ceremonies, so any kind of ceremonies which were done or which were doing by the people at the ancient period, they used such names uh, such as Bharatvarsha, Bharatkhand, Jambudweep and Aryavarta. These words they are using while they are taking resolutions. Okay, our country is gifted with the natural boundaries: Himalaya in the north and sea in the east, west and south. Okay, so we'll go to the next page. Here given the physical map in which given the natural boundaries of India. Okay, so Himalaya in the northern side. Okay, so here we can see Himalaya. Then to the east if we go, so there is one water body. Okay, so which is a Bay of Bengal. To the south we can see Indian Ocean, and to the west we can see Arabian Sea. Okay, so India, which is protected by these natural boundaries. Okay, from all over the world, different countries mesmerized by the Indian prosperity and came to India. The people from the different countries, they were affected by, or they were attracted by the culture of India and prosperity of India, wealth of India, and they were coming to India. Okay, prosperity and came to trade in India, settled and mingled with Indian culture. Okay, so the people, they just attracted by the prosperity of India and they came to India for a trade. They settled in India and they mingled, which means they mixed their culture in India with Indian culture. Due to mutual exchange, many changes have been seen in our culture. So the peoples, they are just mutual, they are just exchanging their culture with the Indian peoples. Okay, in this way our heritage is transferred from generation to generation and it is continuously progressing. Okay, so likewise our heritage, okay, heritage of India, which was continuously in a progress, which is a progressing. Okay, it's a change of it's a transfer from a generation to generation. Okay, at the ancient time period the heritage or the culture which was a different, and at the present time which was a different, many changes we can see in the culture. Now the next point is India location and area. So we have already studied in standard 9 about the present area and location of India in a geography section. It was vast in ancient time and now area wise it stands on the 7th rank and population wise on the second. Okay, so can you tell me the First, which means according to the area, which are the vast countries. Okay, just I'll tell. The first one is Russia, second one is Canada, third one is United States, fourth one is China, then Brazil, then Australia, and at the seventh number our India. Okay, and according to the population wise, our India is second, and who is the first? China. Okay. Now next, rich and varied heritage. Our mother, uh, our motherland has bestowed rich and varied heritage to us so as to the world. Okay, so our motherland India, which given us a rich, which gifted us rich and varied heritage. Indian culture have been trade oriented and peace loving. Okay, so trade oriented. Okay, they were just oriented, they were just connected with trade, and they were peace lover. Okay, Sat Chit Anand are realized from Indian culture. Okay, so remember this one. What can be realized from our Indian culture? Sat, Chit, and Anand. Besides this, Indian culture prospered with the mutual exchange of different cultures of other countries which came to India and settled here. So we can say that the Indian culture which was mingled with the other culture, or the people those who are coming from other countries and who are settled in India, so the culture which was mingled, they have accepted the value of non-violence and peace which have been adopted and admired by the world. Okay, so Indian peoples, what they accepted the value of non-violence, which means they are not harmful towards the other peoples, towards the other countries, and peace. Okay, remember, while the peoples are not violence to the other people, so at that time period we can see the peace which will be maintained in that country or in that place. People right from the beginning of Indus Valley civilization till today have made our country rich and wealthy with their intellectuality, ability, talent, and skill. Okay, from the Indus Valley civilization, okay, approximately before 5,000 years ago, the Indus Valley civilization, which was developed at the banks of river Indus. Okay, so from that time, from Indus Valley civilization to till today, the peoples that developed the culture with the help of their intellectual ability, talent, and skill. Innumerable scholars, thinkers, artisans, artists, sages, saints, scientists, and historians, they have contributed to the growth and development of our culture. Okay, so who contributed to develop the culture of India? So scholars, thinkers, artisans, sages, saints, scientists, and historians, they contributed. Okay, they just help to development and growth of our culture. Culture is a sum of, okay, so the simple meaning of culture is what? Culture is a sum of habit, value, custom, traditions, and conduct of lifestyle of a human. Remember the simple definition of culture. The culture is a sum of habits, values, customs, traditions, and conduct of lifestyle of humans. Now, meaning of culture. Simple meaning is given here of culture. Culture means a way of life. That's it. Okay, what is the meaning of culture? Culture is a way of life. This is made of changes that occur in public life, social rules and regulation of different societies. Okay, so what things will be included within the culture or way of life? So while the peoples they are living, so there will be the public life, there will be social rules. Okay, in which society the peoples they are living, so there are some rule, there may be some rules, then rules and regulations of the different societies, which is known as a culture. It can be said that culture is a total of habits, values, customs, traditions, and ideals leading human to the highest level. Okay, so the another definition is given here about of a culture, which means the culture is a total of habits, values, customs, traditions, and ideas leading humans to the highest level. Okay, next one, cultural heritage of India. Heritage means a valuable gift from our forefathers to us. Okay, heritage means what? The valuable gift. It's not like a 10 rupees which given by our forefather to us. That is not a culture. Okay, culture which means what? A valuable gift which given from our forefather. Okay, our grandparents, their grandparents, whatever the things which given by them, the valuable things which given to us, which is known as a heritage. Indian heritage is thousands of years old. So in India we can see the heritage which is not made by the humans at the present time period, okay, which was thousands of years old. We say in school pledge, okay, so we all know about the school pledge, India is my country, okay, so in which one line is given, that is I love my country and I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. Okay, so in the pledge given one line, I love my country and I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. In this context, heritage is a precious gift from our motherland to the whole world. Okay, so the heritage which is a precious gift from our motherland, from India, from nature to the whole world, about mysteries of human life. We divide our heritage into two divisions. Okay, we'll go to the next two division. Okay, the first one is natural heritage and second one is a cultural heritage. The first one, heritage, natural heritage of India, and second one is cultural heritage of India. Okay, so we'll start with the natural heritage of India. The result of a close relationship between natural environment and human life is a natural heritage. In the first line given, what is the natural heritage? So the result of close relationship between nature, environment and human life is a natural heritage. Natural heritage of India is unique and varied. So the Indian natural heritage, which is a totally different from the other countries. We can't able to see the heritage, natural heritage of India in the other countries. Okay, it includes features like, what all features will include within the natural heritage of India. So the features like mountains, forest, deserts, rivers, streams, seas, trees, plants, creepers, flowers, leaves, insect and varied landscapes, wide range of minerals, vegetation, plants and animals. Okay, so these all things will include within the natural heritage of India. Okay, once again I'll tell. So the things or the features which include within the natural heritage are mountains, forests, deserts, rivers, streams, seas, trees, plants, creepers, flowers, leaves, insect, varied landscapes, wide range of minerals, vegetation, plants and animals. We are the children of nature. Okay, so as it's a effect, we are children of nature, so it has made a beautiful arrangement for our food. However, our parents are arranging food for us. Okay, so same way nature also arranged for foods for us. uh, our food, water, fresh air and a dwelling to cater our all needs. Okay, so what kind of arrangement which arranged by nature for us as a children of nature? So like our food which arranged by the nature, water arranged by the nature. We can't able to bring river to our area. Okay, it's a naturally the river will flow from our region. Then fresh air, okay, which is in hands of nature. Then dwelling to cater our all needs. Okay, dwelling which means to habitant the places or the necessary things which provided by the nature. We treat nature with respect and faith. Okay, so we have to treat our nature with respect and faith. We have to take care of nature. Okay, the examples of our close relationship with nature are stories of Panchtantra and Jatak tales of a Buddhist religion. Okay, so within the Buddhist religion, we can see Panchtantra stories from our childhood. We are hearing about Panchtantra stories, which are which in which we can see the close relationship of a human with the nature. Our classical and folk music and several rags and best are based on a prahar period of days, which means classical and folk music. Okay, which are which are based on a prahar, which means what, the period of a time, like morning time, afternoon time, evening time, night time. Okay, so likewise we can understand that the peoples who are giving importance to the nature at that time period when the classical and folk music which was um, made. Similarly, Ayurveda, Unani and nature curb are also totally based on a nature. Okay, Ayurveda, Unani and nature curb cure, like these all are medicine which used by the people. If suppose during the ancient time period we can see the peoples, they are not goes to the hospital. We can't able to see any kind of primary hospital or a big hospital, civil hospital, but nowadays we can see the all facilities. Okay, so at that time period the peoples, they used Ayurvedic medicine, Unani, which means the medicine which made up of the forest items. Then the natural cure, which means the naturally medicines which used by the people. Okay, so we'll see first natural heritage of India. So the result of close relationship between nature, environment and human life is natural heritage. Okay, so we all know about the natural heritage of India, which means the peoples that are interrelated with landscape, rivers, vegetation, wildlife, which is what, the natural heritage. So beautiful landscapes are generally formed due to different shapes of land. Beautiful landscapes, okay, which are formed on the uh, land of India. So for example, the Himalaya is a landscape. Yes, in the northern side we can see, which is also one of the natural barrier or one of the natural boundary of India. So which is one of the landscape. It has endowed Indians abundantly with useful vegetation and minerals, strange birds, animals and mountain peaks covered with snow. uh, Brimming rivers are the gift of Himalaya. Okay, so what all things which are included within the this landscape within the Himalaya? So like minerals we can get it from a Himalaya, from the area around the Himalaya. Then a strange birds, such a different kind of birds we can see from this Himalaya. Then animals from Himalaya, then mountain peaks which are covered with snow. Okay, and brimming rivers. Okay, mostly the rivers whatever are flowing through the Himalaya, which originate from the Himalaya. Okay, so the originate point which is located in Himalaya, so which is one of the gift from our nature to the people. Forest and of terrain and its a pilgrimage place. For example, Amarnath, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Nath and summit like Nanda Devi are in Himalaya. Okay, some pilgrimage places also are located in Himalaya. Okay, the peoples that are going to these pilgrimage places like Amarnath, Badrinath, Kedarnath. Okay, since ancient time Himalaya has a greater importance for India. From the ancient time period, the Himalaya which has a greater importance, okay, more importance, the peoples that are giving to the Himalaya. The next one is rivers. Rivers has been providing natural ways since ancient times. So from ancient time period, the rivers which are one of the lifeline of ancient peoples. Indian culture has flourished on the river bank of the Indus and the Ravi. Okay, so we all know the Indian culture which was flourished on the banks of river Indus and the Ravi. The rivers like the Ganga, the Yamuna, the Saraswati, the Indus, the Narmada, the Godavari, and the Krishna, the Kaveri, Brahmaputra, they all are profoundly influenced the people of India. Okay, so which these all rivers, so mostly from the ancient time period, if you'll see, so the peoples they are just start to live on banks of these all rivers Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Indus, Narmada, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Brahmaputra, etc. Rivers are those source for drinking water. Okay, so how the river are useful to the human? So as a drinking water, domestic uses, irrigation. Okay, the first occupation of the peoples is irrigation or agriculture. Okay, so for that purpose also the people they used uh, river for irrigation. Then electricity, nowadays we can see the peoples are generating electricity, hydroelectric power with the help of a river. Then the waterways, which means if suppose the peoples they are just wanted to transport goods or anything from one place to another place, so they can use a river for as a way to transport goods. Besides this, man was dependent on rivers to develop industries of clay utensils. Okay, so beside this, the rivers which or the men which are dependent on the rivers to develop industries of clay utensils. Okay, so the basic is what the peoples they are just using water from river for the purpose of domestic uses, irrigation, electricity, waterways, drinking water. But apart from this, the peoples they are using water to develop the industries such as clay utensils, which means the tools or the things which made up of clay, then the plastering and building of houses. River water has made human life beautiful and prosperous. Landscape scenes at dawn and dusk are very fascinating on the side of a river. These are source of inspiration for artisans and have enriched the lives of the people by developing the aesthetic scenes. Okay, so the landscape scenes at the time of dawn and dusk, which means at the morning time and at the evening time, we can see it, which is wonderful, which is a fascinating to the nearby the river. Okay, so which is one of the inspiration for the artisans, and they are just creating the different arts, and they are developing the aesthetic sense. The next one is a vegetation. Okay, we'll go to the vegetation. People of India are lover since environment lover since ancient period. Okay, so they were environment lover. Okay, its a proof is their love and affections towards flowers and shrubs and plants. Okay, how can it prove that the peoples that did not use the things which made by the human, but they are using the things which they can get naturally, such as the shrubs, plants, flowers, mostly used by the humans. Humans, animals, birds, etc. are dependent on trees for their foods. Okay, food. At that time period, the totally humans, animals, birds, they are dependent on a forest or on a forest product on a trees for their food. Banyan, people trees and basils means what? Tulsi, which are worshipped in India. The peoples they are worshipping to these all things. Creepers, pulses, all seeds, plants, green fields, which prosperous herbs, pegged forest and medicinal plants have ultra enriched our life from ancient period. So these all things which were used, and some medicinal plants also used by the ancient peoples, hardi, amla, bhenda, aloe vera, ardusi, neem, etc. medicines are, and flowers like rose, lotus, mogra, jasmine damaro, sweet basil, sunflower, flowers, champa, plumeria, jui, polyanthesis, tuberose, jasminum, etc. have made human life very beautiful, fragrant, healthy, and prosperous. Okay, so the rose also used as a medicines, and the peoples that used some herbs and plants for medicine, which are hardiyam, amla, bahinda, aloe vera, adusi, neem, so which are used as a medicine, and the flowers also which used by humans like lotus, mogra, sunflower, champa, chui, etc. Thus, social and religious life of India is greatly influenced by the vegetation. Okay, so likewise, the social and religious life which was affected by the natural vegetation. Okay, now next one is wildlife. Wildlife, which means what? The animals who are living in the forest area. Yes. Okay. So India is natural lover since ancient time. Okay, from the beginning, from the landscape to, we are repeating this one sentence that the Indian or India is a natural lover. So it is a country with animal lover culture. Tiger, lion, elephant, rhino, foxes, bears, deer, sambar, rabbit, python, snake, mangoes, lizard, porcupine, like many such organisms are found and seen in India. These all animals we can find from India. Asian lions in the world are found only in India. Okay, where it can be founded in a Gir forest of Gujarat. Okay, we can't able to found this Asian lions anywhere in India, even in the world. Our religious belief has given a status of god goddesses vehicles to some of the wild animals. Okay, so some god and goddesses, they are traveling on the some animals, okay, like a tiger, peacock, alligators, eagles, etc. Our national currency is highly valued by having the figure of 4 lions, horse, and a bull. We can see that on our national currency, they given a value to the 4 lions. We can see the sign symbol of a 4 lion, horses, and a bull. Furthermore, to protect the wildlife, reservation are created, and even laws of the protection of their life has been enacted. Okay, so for more to protect this wildlife reservation, okay, how the people, how the government, they are protecting their the wildlife animals, like they are just declaring some areas, some forest areas as a reserved forest or protected forest, in which the people can't able to go, can't able to enter and hunt the animals. Okay, so likewise the wildlife which is safe within these reservation areas, so likewise the protection which is given by the government to this wildlife. Okay, next one point is the cultural heritage of India. So cultural heritage means what? The natural heritage which is totally different from the cultural heritage. Okay, natural heritage which means the things which we are getting from the nature, and here cultural heritage which means the things which created by nature, valuable things which created by nature with the tact, wisdom, art, and skill. Okay, we'll go to the cultural heritage of India. India has gifted to the world a diverse and a rich heritage. Okay, so India gifted to the world the diverse and rich heritage. Rich and diverse means what? The different kind of heritage and the rich heritage which was gifted to the world. Okay, cultural heritage is a man-made heritage, while natural is a naturally. Okay, whatever is received or created by human. Cultural heritage means what? Whatever is received or created by human. Okay, whatever is received or created by human with his tact, wisdom, art, and skill, which is known as a cultural heritage. Remember, okay, cultural heritage means what? The thing which received or created by human with his tact, wisdom, art, and skill, which is known as a cultural heritage. Starting from Aryans, Kshatrap, Kusan, Huns, Persian, Turk, Arabs, Mughals, Britishers, French, Dutch, etc. caste and tribes they have came to India. Okay, so from the ancient period, Aryans, Kshatrap dynasty, then Kusan and Huns, Persian, Turks, Arabs, Mughals, Britishers, French, Dutch, they came to India, and Indian culture from the exchange between all these have become rich. Okay, which means while the Aryans they came, they had a different culture, while the Kshatrap they came, they had a different culture, while the Kusan they came, they had different culture, they developed a different culture, while Hun they came, they had a different culture, they developed a different culture. So all of the culture of this all people or all caste which was mingled, which was mixed and became and we can see the culture of India or Indian heritage which was became a rich. Okay, the people of India from the prehistoric period have contributed to the people of the world. The art of architecture and sculpture are 5000 years old. Okay, which means art and architecture and sculpture which was a 5000 years old. Okay, which was from the Indus Valley civilization. So what I'll tell the simple meaning of architecture. Architecture which means the means art of construction. Okay, that's it. The sculpture means what? The art of shaping figures or design with facial expression in round or in relief, professionally performed by a sculptor with the help of a chisel and a hammer, which is known as a sculpture. The remaining of Indus Valley civilization is an evidence of this. Okay, with the help of remaining materials of Indus Valley civilization, we comes to know about the architecture and sculpture that the peoples they are just performing this one also from the ancient period. On seeing by being the remaining of figures of gods and goddesses, humans, animals, and several toys, as well as sculptures of the beard men, which you can see here, beard men, and the statue of a dancer, one feels self-estimate esteemed, which means self-respect and pride in our cultural heritage. Okay, so we can see the goddesses, humans, animals, and the figure of this all. Okay, further when we look at the figure of bullock or a lion on the inverted lotus of Mauryan era, so at the time period of Mauryan era, what they created the figure of a bullock or a lion on an inverted lotus. Okay, so the statue of Gautam Buddha in medieval period, meditative form, or the Kalkhand statues of Jain Tirthankaras, the cave of Ellora or of Rashtrakuta dynasty, etc. By seeing this heritage, we feel proud, glad, and also respect for our cultural heritage. Okay, so the many things which was developed, or many cultural development we can see from the ancient period to till now. Our cultural heritage accommodates place, buildings, sculptures, stupas, viharas, chaityas, temples, mosques, tombs, forts, and gates. So, what all things will be included within the cultural heritage scope? So, place, buildings, sculptures, stupas, chariot, temples, and tombs, forts, and gates will include within the cultural heritage. Even historical places of our freedom movement like Sabarmati Ashram, Dandi, Bardoli, Wardha, Santiniketan at Kolkata, Delhi, etc. can also be considered as a part of our cultural heritage. Okay, so these all things are considered within the part of cultural heritage. Okay, the freedom movements. Okay, at Sabarmati Ashram you can see, at Gujarat in Ahmedabad, Dandi in Gujarat, Bardoli in Gujarat. Okay, so likewise these all places which are one of the cultural heritage places. Besides language, script, discovery of zero, mathematics, calendar, astronomy, iron, literature, religious Yuddha Shastra, chariot, political science, zoologist, botany, Vastu Shastra, religion, republic, judiciary, legislation, environmental protection, etc., which are the important discoveries of India. Okay, so all things whatever are given here, languages, script, discovery of zero, mathematics, calendar, astronomy, religious, public, judiciary, yuddha shastra, chariot, political science, zoologist, these all things which are the important discovery of India and which is included within the cultural heritage. Okay, I hope you understand the first part of lesson number first, heritage of India. Thank you for watching this video.